For a long time, the NBA has claimed to be a players-first league, meaning that they care about their players more than anything else and will always put them first. I'd say that hasn't been true for a while, but it got put on full display today as obviously no longer true. Adam Silver and the NBA fined 76ers star James Harden $100,000 for his comments last week, calling the team's president of basketball operations Daryl Morey a liar. Harden has since clarified the comments he made in China, saying that Morey told him that he would quickly find a trade for Harden if he opted into his contract for next season. But now, rather than make any effort to try to deal Harden, Morey has declared that the team won't trade him and expect him to report to camp. At first, it was speculated that the liar comments could be in reference to a sort of handshake agreement last summer, that Harden taking the $14 million pay cut would result in a long-term contract this summer. The league's investigation found no evidence of such an agreement, and honestly it would have been dumb to have had one, because the league doesn't mess around with that kind of stuff. The Minnesota Timberwolves were forced to forfeit 5 first-round picks after it was found they had a handshake agreement with Joe Smith, one of the harshest punishments the league has ever given out. But if Morey said he would trade Harden and then backed out, he has the right to call him a liar and to be upset. But rather than the league taking James' side, a player who has been a superstar and made the league hundreds of millions of dollars, if not $1 billion, they are taking the side of the 76ers front office. This type of punishment for telling the truth is a very bad precedent for the NBA to set. I don't care if Silver thinks Harden is making the league look bad. This fine is ridiculous and completely uncalled for. Morey should be the one being punished for lying to Harden and not living up to his word and trading him. But one thing is clear from this whole situation: Silver is not on Harden's side, and the NBA is no longer a players' first league. Now let's take a deeper look at why. Before we get into the NBA's slap in the face to one of its bigger stars, if you enjoy my content and watch a few videos of mine, think about subscribing. 96% of my viewers are actually not subscribed, so if you watched me before and enjoy the content, drop a sub and comment down below. It really helps the channel. James Harden and Daryl Morey were once as aligned as a star player and GM, enough back in return to keep them near the top of the East. The result has been a stalemate, with the Sixers stopping talks with the Clippers and planning on just bringing Harden back for camp. Harden has made clear he won't just go along with that, and has made it his life's work to make things as uncomfortable as possible in Philly. Most recently, that included him ripping Morey at a kids' camp in China, calling him a liar, and insisting he'll never play for an organization that Morey is running again. That sparked an NBA investigation into Harden's comments, as the liar portion was assumed by many to be about a handshake deal from last summer, after Harden took a pay cut to bring in PJ Tucker and Daniel House. However, Harden told the league that his comment was not about any agreement last year to pay him, but instead about Morey saying he'd trade him quickly. That seems to have shifted the league's eyes from Morey and back to Harden, with the star guard being handed a $100,000 fine by the league for issuing a public trade demand and saying he would not perform the services called for under his contract. It is pretty wild that after Harden's comments and the NBA's announced investigation, many expected there to be some punishment headed the Sixers' way if the league learned of some agreement between the two sides dating back to last summer that got broken. Instead, Harden was just really mad about not being traded yet and got himself the maximum allowable fine under the new CBA. This also comes after the league sent a memo warning players about issuing public trade demands after Damian Lillard and his agent made clear he wanted to be in Miami, which was a warning that was heeded by Lillard's camp, but apparently not by Harden. I understand the league's stance on Lillard, but they're handling the Harden situation completely wrong. It's no longer a players' first league, and Adam Silver doesn't care about helping his players or doing what's right. He only cares about keeping the owners happy. Thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.